Jeremy Adams and Namankay Nahulpan reunite the Flash family as Barry Allen is found by Wally West, but can the family convince the hero his perfect dream world is really a dark nightmare set up by Pariah? Jeremy Adams finishes up the search for Barry Allen in a satisfying way that finishes up our hero's current multiversal adventure while tying it all back into the big Dark Crisis event going on, and given that Barry is at the center of this Dark Crisis event, this is definitely a must-read in terms of all of the tie-ins they have for this event. Despite being a tie-in though, Adams manages to tell an exciting multiversal story that, while doesn't dive too deep into the worlds we visit, which is done on purpose to keep things moving at a nice pace, we are left with the door open to some of these worlds to come back in some form in later adventures, especially the Night Flash world, which pretty much ends with the hero saying we'll probably be seeing him again in the future, as well as his villain in the future. And I hope we do, as Night Flash was a great subversion of the Batman combined with the Flash concept, and his villain being a Benjamin Button child mobster was a lot of fun. Adams also has to balance out a ton of characters, yet makes it all look so easy, giving each group ample time to wrap up their plots and converge them all together for a satisfying ending. Namankay Nahulpan again provides some fantastic fast-paced action for the finale of the Barry Allen search, dipping between the three stories with great flow and pace, and I loved his paneling for the ending of the book where Pariah's paradise nightmare world begins falling apart and the panels themselves begin to disintegrate around the heroes until they enter the multiverse, and then it's kind of solid structure again. I like that kind of symbolism there. The Flash issue 785 was a great ending to the search for Barry Allen, tying up all our three plots in a nice bow and converging them all together, but leaving some room to explore these worlds somewhere down the line, probably after Dark Crisis finishes up. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10. The Flash issue 785 finds Linda telling Mr. Terrific that they need to help her kids, but the man thinks it's too dangerous for her to go into the multiverse. Linda doesn't care for his excuses, knowing that if he had a child out there, he would not sit back and do nothing because it's dangerous. Michael relents, giving her one of the bracelets and opening a portal to the multiverse, hoping heaven will help anyone who stands in Linda Park West's way. Iray and Jai, meanwhile, are rescued by another child, who is surprised they don't know about Night Flash. Jai thinks that they must be in the wrong universe and this isn't their Uncle Barry, as the kid has no idea what they mean, so Iray explains that they are from another Earth, and the only way they can get back home is the wrist device she dropped a few blocks back in the alley. The boy thinks a world without Night Flash sounds like heaven, but they can't go outside because it's too dangerous. Iray tells him that they are superheroes and they're not afraid of Night Flash. Jai thinks that the boy knows all about the being, so he reveals how Night Flash's father was the scientist Henry Allen, and he developed a serum for rapid regenerative healing, and a famous crime boss decided that he would take the formula for himself, but Henry would rather die than give up the formula. So the crime boss killed his wife Nora and almost killed his son Barry, except lightning hit the lab before he could kill him, spilling the chemicals everywhere and blowing up the lab. Firefighters responding to the event thought that everyone had died, but after being brought to the morgue, Barry woke up, gaining incredible super speed, which he used to become the world's protector Night Flash. The boy thinks he's more of a dictator though, and they are all prisoners to him. Iray thinks that she can stop the villain, but Jai reminds her that they need to get home. She tells her brother that this is one of their chances to prove to their father that they can be heroes. So Jai relents as the boy knows exactly where Night Flash will be. Elsewhere, the Wasteland Flash reveals to Max Mercury and Jesse Quick that he is being hunted thanks to having the Pearl, the last piece of magic left in the world before the Fraction took it all, and he must take it to the site where the Fraction all begun, but he won't get close with the Marauders and Terramungus on his tail. The heroes know that they can deal with them, facing the oncoming gang, as Max finds it nice to know that Barry Allen is a hero no matter the world, but Jesse wonders what their own alternate universe selves are like. Max knows that Jesse is one of a kind, as on Earth Flash 1, Wallace is shown around the strange place by Wally, who hopes that he doesn't forget his wedding day, since even Wallace Wallace's father was there. Barry meanwhile continues to beat Wally to death, thinking that he is Reverse Flash. Wally reminds Barry that he said he could never forget him and he has to remember everything. Wallace tells the world's Wally that his father is dead, but Wally says that he's alive and well as there is a knock at the door. Barry tells the beaten Wally that he is done with him, but before he can kill his friend, Linda arrives, hitting him in the face. Barry is confused, thinking that he knows who she is, as Linda grabs him, saying that he does since he's part of their family, and while she doesn't really know what is happening, Iris needs him, and her kids are missing and the Justice League are dead, so he needs to snap out of it since she is sick of losing people she loves. Barry's days fades and he begins to remember who he is and how Pariah put him in this world, helping Wally up and apologizing for almost killing him. Wally is just glad that he's okay, filling Barry in on what Black Adam told him about the League dying in front of him. Barry thinks that from the description, they didn't disintegrate like Adam thinks, but were imprisoned like he was. Wally wants him to focus on getting back home first, but Barry refuses, knowing that Pariah has something big brewing and they are going to need the League to help stop him, so he's going to go and find them. Wally thinks that the world needs him, but Barry reminds him that it needs Wally West since he is the Flash now, so he will go and save the League while Wally saves the world. Wally agrees, calling for Linda, who wonders where Wallace has gotten to. Ira and Jai meanwhile follow the boy down an alley and Jai finds himself slightly paranoid about all of this. The boy soon senses Night Flash, who speeds into the alley, but the kids confront him. Jai is thrown into a fire escape as Ira uses her super speed to deliver a flurry of blows to the villain. The boy demands that they kill him quick, but the kids know they don't do that sort of thing. Night Flash says that he doesn't want to hurt the kids, smashing them into some nearby trash as he demands the child tell him how he turned the children into mindless slaves of his. The purple-suited child unsheathes some glowing knives, saying that the kids are just pawns in his game and maybe they wore the speedster down enough for him to finally kill him. As the boy comes for Night Flash, Jay Garrick speeds in, grabbing the speedster and demanding that he stop hurting the kids. Ira and Jai reunite with their grandfather, telling him to stop since Night Flash doesn't seem to be the bad guy, and it was the kid all along. The grinning child says that he's overstayed his welcome, disappearing in a flash of purple lightning. Ira is confused as to why Night Flash said that the kid wasn't a kid, so the hero reveals that he was Knives Maroney, the worst criminal boss in the city who begun to age backwards after the accident, and he's been fighting with the hero for over 20 years, and the hero knows that as long as Maroney is alive, Night Flash will continue to stop his nefarious schemes. Maroney meanwhile finds Ira's multiversal wristwatch, knowing a world without Night Flash sounds interesting. Ira and Jai meanwhile apologize for fighting Night Flash, but the hero tells them that they thought that they were doing the right thing, and that's what matters, apologizing to them since he thought that they worked for Maroney. He shakes Jay's hand as the man tells him that he wishes he could help take down Knives, but they have their own problems on their own Earth. Night Flash bids them farewell, knowing that they will meet again as the Flash family speed off into the multiverse. Max and Jesse meanwhile continue to brawl in the desert with the Marauders, tying them all up as Barry makes it into the spire, getting out the pearl and telling Iris that he'll see her soon as he smashes it on the ground. Terramungus meanwhile continues to rant about ripping Barry's entrails out as the spire explodes, toppling onto her as Barry is rescued by Max and Jesse, asking if the man is okay. Barry knows that for the first time in a while he is, as he shows them the bright beam shooting into the sky. Jesse tells Max that they didn't find their Barry, but saving another world is not bad for a day's work. Wallace meanwhile is confronted by his father as the other members of the Flash family also arrive, their eyes now hollowed out black holes as they tell the boy he is finally home. Wally and Barry soon arrive, telling him that the planet isn't too happy with them being on the move as the realm begins to fall apart, turning from the idyllic suburbs into a desert wasteland. The family come for Wallace as he joins Linda, Wally and Barry, speeding into the multiversal portal and into the Speed Force. Linda tells her husband to move his tail, speeding off in front of him as they head into the Speed Force, where Wally asks Barry what he is to tell Iris, so Barry tells him to tell her that he loves her and he'll be home as soon as he can. He finds himself proud of the Wallys, telling them to keep everyone safe as he speeds off to go and save the Justice League. Linda hopes that he knows a good florist since Iris deserves all of the flowers in the world. The family reunite back on Earth Zero in Mr. Terrific's lab, telling the others that Barry has gone off to rescue the League since they aren't dead and Barry is the only one who can reach them. Jesse asks if they are to wait for the League's return, but Wally says that they've never waited for anything in their lives since they are going to do what the Flash family do best, and they are going to save the world.